What's up, guys? Sean Marcus Fowler Jr. here on Speak Up Sports. I'm glad to be back. The title is Hurts, doesn't it? Now, obviously, when it comes towards talking NFL football, which I'm talking about today, when you hear Hurts, it's probably the only person's last name that I know, who's called Jalen Hurts. It's probably the only last name I know is Jalen Hurts as far as in the world. I never heard someone last name called Hurts. So, yes, of course, you can't have that title without talking about Jalen Hurts. But, of course, when someone says hurts, doesn't it? It hurts, right? Anytime somebody uses that term or that, that slang or whatever, it's usually something bad, this happened. So, of course, as you see on the ticker, I'm talking about Jalen Hurts. He's unstoppable right now. Again, I'm not surprised. I've been a huge Jalen Hurts fan ever since, his days in Alabama and then him transferring 2 years later, going to Oklahoma. And then him being the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback and look like they're miracle at worker right now. Just looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So obviously I'm going to talk about him, but also we see down there the Dallas Cowboys. They put a hurting on Matt Ryan and the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday night, and also some painful losses in the NFL. I have one in particular that I really want to show you guys and give my input on that. But first, let's go ahead and talk about Week 13. This past week, it was some really good games. San Francisco 49ers took on the Miami Dolphins. Tua was undefeated. His every game that he started and played, he's been undefeated. But they got beat pretty bad against the San Francisco 49ers. I kind of forget what the score was, but I believe they did win by at least maybe 3 possessions. They had some interceptions on Tua. They roughed him a few times. They really got to him, and it gave me 18 fantasy points, I should say, on my fantasy football league. But they really put a beating on Tua Tagovailoa. He had a long touchdown on Tyreek Hill in the fourth quarter to put it 17-23. But ultimately, Brian Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers offense couldn't be stopped. The defenses played well. So the 49ers ended up winning that game, and it was a big win for them because coming into this week, it was like, who have they beat? Who were the real opponents they played? The Miami Dolphins, again, they were undefeated with Tua starting the whole game. So that was a big win for them. And, it was that was one of the few games that were big. Cincinnati Bengals ended up defeating the Kansas City Chiefs for the third time in a row this year. In the year 2022, they beat them. I believe it was week 15 last year, or something like that, in the 2021 season. Beat them at AFC Championship game, and also beat them in this week 13 as well. Joe Burrow seems like he has Patrick Mahomes' number. Hey, it's not playoffs yet. We always see the Chiefs making the AFC Championship game ever since Patrick Mahomes first played in 2018, to be honest. So they're always going to be there. So I'm excited to see, what happens next for them. But, regarding the main topics, I want to talk about first Jalen Hurts, man. I mean, Jalen Hurts has been phenomenal this year. He has over almost 3,000 passing yards. I believe it's 2,960 passing yards. He has over 700 or 600 rushing yards, I believe, so far this year, and 9 touchdowns. So, Jalen Hurts has been phenomenal. To me, he's my MVP right now. We're going to show some of his clips in a second. But he's just been balling. Here it is right here against the Tennessee Titans. This is supposed to be one of the better teams that the Eagles faced this year. And, it was coming into the match. You see they're 7-4. They got a pretty good defense. And, but the Jalen Hurts, from the beginning, he carved them up. Hitting his receivers right there. I think that's Gainwell, the other running back. Here it is, I believe to Devontae Smith on a long route. Also on my fantasy team. So Devontae Smith, I believe he's one of the better receivers today as well. If he can continue to get some targets, But the Philadelphia, they just have a bunch of weapons, man. And Jalen Hurts is playing with poised and confidence, and it's just really exciting to see. And again, you gotta remember, guys, this is his second full season playing as an NFL quarterback. It's his third year, but it's the second full season playing. So to me, he can only get better. Again, he looks poised in the pocket. He's barely even moving in the pocket as far as extended plays and whatnot because he doesn't have to. He's staying right in the pocket, delivering his throws, and they're accurate. They're right on the money. You know what I mean? Anytime you can lead a receiver and have him continue to run after he makes the catch, that means that was a very accurate pass. We see here again, 2nd and 15, dropping back, throws it long, AJ Brown wide open, touchdown. I mean, that's pat and go. That's pat and go. For you guys who don't know what pat and go is, that's pretty much where the players go out before the game. It get some routes in them, get them warmed up. That's all that route was right there. But it's still a beautiful pass. The beautiful pass by Jalen Hurts, and we seen what happened when him and AJ Brown hooked up. And I think, to me, honestly, that's probably the best offseason addition so far. And then lead AJ Brown to the Philadelphia Eagles because he just makes Jalen Hurts that much better, and we already know we can do in a run game, running for over, I believe, maybe 50 or 60 yards this game. And it's the last one we'll see here. And just seeing what he's done with his feet. So Jalen Hurts has been phenomenal this year. Again, obviously with the title being Hurts, doesn't it? We got to mention Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's just been balling. Again, like I said, he has over 9 touchdowns rushing. I believe over 500, 600 rushing yards. It might be more. I need to check again. But, and again, almost 3,000 passing yards and 23 touchdowns. Or something like, I think, 20 to 23 touchdowns passing. So, Jalen Hurts, I mean, I think if he doesn't win MVP, he should definitely probably win Most Improved Player. Personally, I would have liked to see Geno Smith get that Most Improved Player because no one really could have predicted how Geno was going to do. Covering from Russell Wilson, even though he's been in the system for a while. So for me, I got Jalen Hurts in my MVP right now. I know Pat Mahomes' passing stats are better, but at the same time, when you see what Jalen Hurts can do on the run game, running for over 600 yards, non-rushing touchdowns, and also throwing it in the air for over 3,000 yards with about 5 games left, he's going to reach the 4,000-yard mark, I believe, and have his team have the best record in the NFL right now. But we also have to talk about the rival, the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys, they put a whooping on the Indianapolis Colts. They were really on Matt Ryan from the get-go. Again, I know I keep mentioning my fantasy teams and stuff, but I was facing my father. He of course, he's been in the fantasy league for the last few years. We're playing, we're playing for money and stuff. It makes it more fun. I'm not gonna lie. So, both of us had the same record, and he has Dallas defense. And my worst fear, especially when the fantasy playoffs are coming alive, is this seeing Dallas defense destroy Matt Ryan. That's what they did. They destroyed Matt Ryan. Somebody said, you said right, Hurt is the truth. He is, man. He's been balling. But so like again, the Dallas defense, they just dismantled Matt Ryan. It was a close game at first for the first 3.5 quarters, but once the fourth quarter came, Dallas was on top of them. So we're gonna see some highlights. We're going to see some highlights real quick, seeing what Dallas did. And, again, it hurts. They really put a hurt on Matt Ryan. They made it seem like he needed to retire, to be honest. And I don't blame every single sack on Matt Ryan, but I just knew this is a bad matchup. NFL is about matchups. It's about matchups. You don't always, just because you have the best record in NFL, if you're matched up against a team, it doesn't mean automatically you should win. It's about matchups. And this matchup was not good for Matt Ryan. Interception right there. I was like, are you kidding me? That's more points for my dad's defense. I ended up winning by like 5 points. So, I was getting nerve-wracked watching this game. And all my players were done except for Zeke and the Cowboys kicker. But, again, great defense by Dallas. And this is why I really give Dallas respect, because their defense is the D in Dallas. It might sound cheesy, whatever it is. But I mean, this same what they don't hear, that they're attacking the football. And Dan Quinn, he really hasn't playing hard, playing fast and getting touchdowns. If you can score touchdowns on defense, it takes the pressure off your offense. The Cowboys' offense wasn't necessarily unstoppable this night. Dak had his moments. He threw for a few touchdowns. Gallup had 2. CD had 1. But again, it was a close game coming to the fourth. And when your defense is putting up points like this, it makes it that much harder on the team. Another interception by Dallas. I mean, it was crazy. Literally, I'm watching this game like, dang, my dad might come back just from the defense. And he had a kicker Monday night, as far as fantasy league. Here we go again, another interception. This, like, every possession was a turnover. So this is why Dallas to me is dangerous. They have a great defense. I think they're a top 3 in the league behind maybe San Francisco, possibly Philly. But again, if you can't move the pocket, it's going to be a rough day. The Cowboys are as of right now, they would play the Bucks if the playoffs ended today. But I don't have too much faith that that Brady and the team can really mess with them, because Brady and the Bucks, because if you don't have good blocking, they're going to be all over them. Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't even think Micah Parsons even had that big of a game, but the fact that they can get this many sacks and this much pressure on the opposing quarterbacks, it's going to be a long day. So the Cowboys, are they Super Bowl contenders? Respectfully, you got to say, yeah. Of course, with the Cowboys, it's always about, are they going to choke in the playoffs? Are they that team? We seen last year, 12-5. Their defense was really good last year as well, but they messed up against. They ended up losing against San Francisco. They try to come back at the end. Of course, the biggest, I guess, blooper was Dak getting ran over by the ref, couldn't get the ball off to get the last play in. But hey, they didn't play that well that game. And, it's fitting. It was one and done in Cowboy Stadium. The Cowboy fans were all hyped, and you lost. You went home. So there's no excuse for that this year. If that happens, you got to fire some people. There's no way you go one and done the Cowboys this year. You got to fire somebody. It doesn't matter who you face. You got to let them go if you're one and done as a Cowboy fan in the Dallas Cowboys organization. But the Cowboys, I think they are Super Bowl bound because, the running backs. Tony Pollard is looking like an all-pro right now. He's looking like one of the best running backs in the NFC, let alone the NFL. To me, he's a top 10 running back in the league right now. Ezekiel Elliott is running well. Excuse me. Also, my fantasy team, getting touchdowns every game, multiple touchdowns. That is as well. Dak Prescott, he's on and off sometimes, but when he's on, he's on. When he's on, I think he's a top 10 quarterback. When he's being consistent. CeeDee Lamb's looking like that number one receiver. Odell who? Yeah, CD's here. CD, first down. You know what I mean? So I got the Cowboys as Super Bowl contender. I think their defense is legit. And I think that swagger and that confidence, that they got this year, I can't see them going one and done. I can't see them just losing and just being one of those teams that don't at least possibly make it to the NFC Championship game. They're that good right now. I don't see them being one and done, like I just said. And it really depends on Dak, though. It depends how, if Dak is going to be turning the ball over, are you going to put points in the end zone and, go from there. So the Cowboys, to me, are a Super Bowl contender. And this is one of the games, again, guys, we're going to end a little early today, but this is one of the games that I feel like, I already mentioned the 49ers game was a big game, but this is an under-radar game to me. Jets versus the 49ers, the Jets versus the Minnesota Vikings. It was a weird type of game because the Jets end up starting a quarterback, Matt White, for the second game in a row after benching Zach Wilson. He didn't have, he's not having the best year so far. And Matt White blew up the Chicago Bears, threw for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns in the rain, I might add. And so now you're going to Minnesota. It's in a dome. You don't have to worry about the weather. And let's see how you play. They're 9-1, I believe, at the time. This is just a week ago, and let's see what happens. So basically, Matt White, he leads them down from a 17-point comeback here in the fourth quarter. You have a chance to win the game, and this happens. So it's 4th and 10 right here, 3:45 left, and he actually makes a catch. Corey Davis is going to the end zone. Gets tackled. It's like all Jet fans are going crazy. We're down 5 points. It's 3:30 left in the game. We can do this. Now it's 150, 3rd and go. Throw it to Barrios. Excuse me. Forgot the receiver's name. Number 17. Forgot his name. I had a brain fart. Didn't get it. 4th and go. Throw it to Barrios now. He dropped it. Didn't get it. It's a turnover on downs. Let's see what happens. We got a couple minutes left. This is definitely a heartbreaker. Definitely a heartbreaker. Vikings have the ball back. Pitch to Dalvin Cook. Gets to the outside. Gets stopped. They end up going 3 and out. So, hey, the Jets have another chance. 58 seconds left in the game. 2nd and 4. Matt White drops back, throws it. Finds his receiver for a first down. Hey, still a chance. We don't got no timeouts, but it's still a chance. Matt White drops back again. 3rd and 10. Scrambles out to the right. Throws it. Nobody's there. Couldn't get it. 4th down now. 4th and 10. Drops back. Throws it. Interception. Looking just like Josh Allen, his AFC East rival, against the Vikings. Pick interception to seal the game, interception of the game, and it hurts. It hurts. It's a tough loss. It's a tough loss. So all that being said, that was to me one of the better games this weekend as well. The Jets and the Vikings. I had about 4 TVs watching all the games, guys. I love football, I love the NFL, and it was really exciting to see. I think this week though, just looking forward to some of the games as well this weekend. The Falcons on the bye, my team. We stink right now. Cowboys and Texans. Cowboys should watch them. The Eagles and the Giants. It's the first time they're going to be playing this year so far. NFC East rival. Who else plays this week? 49ers and 49ers Bucks. 49ers and Bucks play. That's actually a toss-up game because Jimmy G's not going to be playing. So I want to see what you guys got in that one. But it's a lot of great games this weekend. And, I'm just excited to see, what happens next. Baker Mayfield today got traded to, or yesterday, he got picked up by the Los Angeles Rams. I don't know what the Rams are trying to do. I guess they still want to I guess they still want to compete this year. They're not looking too good in the NFC West. Maybe if they went out, they can possibly try to get a wild card. I think they're 4-9, 3-8. I'm not sure. Not 3-8. They played more than 11 games. 3-9, 4-9, something like that. But maybe with Baker Mayfield, they can win out. Hopefully, get a wild card. But yeah. So other than that, NFL news. I'm excited. I'm excited again to see this week some of the games and matchups. Continue to see who comes out the NFC, the playoff matchups, the AFC as well. The Bengals have the number 1 seed, or I believe it's the Bills have the number 1 seed right now because of the Chiefs' loss. So again, I'm excited to see how the rest of the year plays out, guys. I'm Sean Fowler to Speak Up Sports. Have a blessed night.